The specific mandate and the specific mission of the Roosevelt is to ensure the free flow of commerce and the freedom of navigation in this region of the world. That is their specific mandate.
I saw a lot of cable tickers today, ships going there to intercept Iranian ships. That is blatantly untrue.
Does that mean that the Iranians can send as many weapons as they want?
That is not what I said, that the purpose of the U.S.
I understand that,
right.
But you're not prepared to stop it. My question is, has the administration decided that it is not going to participate in enforcing this UN Security Council
I can check and see if there are details on enforcement for you.
I mean, a lot of briefings today about what American sailors are not doing off the coast of Yemen. This is as American naval vessels, including the USS Roosevelt, Normandy, others, are in the Gulf of Aden there, off of Yemen. We thought they were there to stop, perhaps, weapons from Iran to the Houthis in Yemen, but we're told from a senior U.S. defense official that the White House is, quote, not even close to making a decision about boarding and conducting a search of Iranian vessels carrying those arms or stopping them. So, Mara, what are they doing there?
We don't know. There's a UN resolution that they're not there to enforce. And when she was asked about whether they were going to stop the weapon, she said, well, she can check to see if there's some details. But it's mystifying. Why would you not want to just say why you're there, especially if you have the United Nations in back of you?
George.
Well, Mr. Ernest says it's about the free flow of commerce, and I don't understand what commerce is threatened at the moment.
If the Iranians are stopping ships from going through there, but we haven't heard about that.
That's right, and what we're ostensibly worried about is a convoy of Iranian ships that we surmise are containing arms that are embargoed, intended for the rebels. And this is a very expensive way to shadow that convoy by taking an aircraft carrier, moving it to the Arabian Sea so that it is no longer capable of launching strikes against ISIS, and we have been launching 70% of the strikes.
I mean, Charles, it really does not make a lot of sense. If this is the decision, that it's a show of force, and they're not going to stop the Iranian ships at all, that's quite something.
Look, this is now comical. The idea that Yemen is a hub of Arabian Sea commerce that we have to protect is in and of itself laughable. The other part that's even more ridiculous is the Iranians sent these 8 ships in exactly under the same rationale, to ensure commerce against piracy. I didn't know that piracy was also a big issue in Yemen. There's one issue in Yemen. Iran is extending, announcing its hegemony over Yemen, which is a huge expansion of its claims of influence in the region, because it is not in any way adjacent with Iran. It is adjacent to Saudi Arabia, and it is a threat to all of our Sunni allies. So it's doing this with a show of force. The 8 ships, among whom are the freighters, which would be carrying weapons to the Houthis. Remember, the Iranians were supplying the Houthis by air, but the Saudis are now interdicting that. So the Houthis presumably are low on weapons. They're going to need Iranian weapons. And this is a test. That's why we had the UN resolution. That's why we have a carrier in the region. And if it's just going to stand by and allow the Iranians to offload heavy weapons into Houthi hands, it will be a repetition of the red line in Syria.
I got to run, but the Saudi operation called Decisive Storm has ended, according to the Saudis here in the U.S., and they have started an operation Renewal of Hope in Yemen. We'll see what that means in